Well, I guess I'm doing this. So as the story goes, I finally finished the series for building a house for every boss altar. It's been a tough but an interesting challenge for my creativity. And now, all that is left to do is to summon the bosses. And see if my builds are worth standing on their territory or not. So I thought to myself, simply summoning them and fighting with max gear wouldn't be a challenge. So I've came up with an interesting solution. Hear me out. What if I've split the gear, weapons and foods into 3 different categories? And for every next fall, I have to spin the wheel to find what item I'm taking with me to the fight. However, I will be provided with 1 health potion and a boss specific elixir like fire, frost and poison resistance. So I won't die in the first minutes. And by the end of each fight, I will show you how badly the building was damaged. Sounds fun? So grab your swords and shields and let's show those guardians who's the strongest Viking in these lands. The first in today's menu is Ike tier. Let's see what I will get. The first roll is for the armor. Let's hope we don't get something bulky. Okay, sure, fine. I'm down with that. As for the weapon, this will be too easy. And for the food, okay, cool. Ike tier doesn't even stand a chance. I know that I will struggle at the end of this, but who cares? Let's go. The fight went relatively smooth. Did a huge amount of damage. A couple of numbers popping from his side as well, but at the end I was victorious. And the build just stood there like an impenetrable fortress. He barely even made a scratch. So 1 goes for the Viking team, now off to the next one. This one was a little surprise for me. I got 2 out of 3 biome specific stuff, except the food. I will be a bit stronger than this Pinocchio. The Elder fight was easy, if I can say the least. He did manage to land a couple of blows on my build, but surely enough didn't do significant damage. The only annoying part here were the tentacles. But once I've started to ignore them, Elder turned into a big punching bag. Rest easy, my friend. Your sacrifice won't be forgotten. However, he did make a small dent in my build, but nothing significant that can be easily patched. Another one goes to the Vikings. On to the next one. The third one was the charm. I've got a nice set of armor from Plains and the Mistland weapon. The only downside was the food. Not a lot of HP and stamina, but considering my gear, I'm sure it will work fine. After summoning Shrek himself, I've came to a cruel realization. That stamina was starting to be one heck of a problem. And worst of all, this guy called for help. Like a sore loser. After running around for a couple of minutes and trying to catch a break, he finally got me. Surely enough, I was expecting a better outcome. The build was crumbling slowly, nothing significant that couldn't be repaired. I hate to admit it, but this one goes to the Guardians. Moving on to the next one. So the next spin was rather amusing. I've got the leather armor, a porcupine, and the food from Black Forest. So how did it went? I'll spare you the detail and just show the whole thing. That was sad, wasn't it? At least the build didn't suffer that much. Yeah, as my lifespan was shorter than a butterfly. So apparently this one goes to the Guardians as well. Moving on. Where do I start with this one? I did a spin and it landed on these ones. But due to an unexpected error, I had to reboot the whole thing from start and pick the wrong food for the fight. So after everything was settled, the fight went like this. Started fresh, started clean, with a whole bag of confidence that this will be my victory. And yeah, I've got the wrong food while restarting this thing. So the fight went relatively smooth in the beginning. Managed somehow to dodge every single blow from this thing. Was near death a couple of times. But eventually, after a fight that felt like ages, he went down. And yeah, I don't have a stamina bar. So I fucked up this as well while rebooting. And who even cares? This guy did the most amount of damage, and I don't think that this will be repairable at all. Considering that in mind, everything in this fight was wrong from the start. But I will be taking this win for me. And we're off to the next one. Here's the thing, as the altar is on the inside, it is impossible to get the queen on the outside. So I did a simulation, how it could have been. We started this fight with a death staring contest. Then we engaged in a fearsome battle. It lasted for several days, but by the end of it, I was victorious. Still, as there is no option to fight her outside, I'll count this as a draw. Let's jump to the final one. Oh boy, how I hate this one. Finally, the last build is here. All of it led to this moment. But if you paid close attention to the choices that I've got, it was obvious that my days are finished. Armor from the mountains, weapon from the meadows, and the Mistland food. And yeah, it's a stick. Feels like going against a fly with a bazooka. And as you can see, I'm not one that carrying the bazooka. The build was placed in a location near the altar, and by the work of my voodoo magic, the boss appeared right before me. I have no comments for this one, only regrets. A lot of regrets. I guess Vader didn't have the time to take a bite of my build, but if he did, this would look like something like this. Broken, damaged, like my heart from the spinning wheel of fate. The Guardian take this one with ease. I guess it's a tie, so what do you think? After fighting all of them, I can tell you one thing. I had a lot of fun in this series. So many creative boundaries were broken, and so much stuff learned. I hope you enjoyed this little adventure that I've made, and I'll see you soon in the next one.